so there is one last thing I wanted to show off, if I can find it. Uh, that was the Fallingwater over there was um, a house that I built after I had started building the large version of the Fallingwater house. I had originally actually designed, well, this was actually before I started designing stuff. Oh, actually, let me get back to this. Okay, so nowadays I design stuff in creative mode. But back when Minecraft was this old, there was a program called Minecraft Structure Planner, which lets you, you know, basically, it's like a paint program that you can paint up by layers. So, have one layer, and then you design everything out, and then you have another layer and place all the blocks. And it also lets you view what the model would look like in 3D. So I had originally designed and built this. This is basically the full-size version of Fallingwater. As you can see, it is quite a bit larger. These are the pillars that hold up the main house and the balcony. Oh, poor dog. I forgot I used to train dogs and stuff. He's been here. This dog, this poor dog, has probably been sitting here for at least a year. And I actually feel kind of bad about that now that I think about it. I've just left my poor dog sitting here forever. Oh, and if you're wondering why it's still day, I actually have daylight cycle turned off right now, as the intro would look a little weird if the horizon was different. If the horizon was different as it was transitioning between the two textures. So daylight cycle has been turned off on all the worlds that I have set. I mean, daylight cycles on the next world we go to, daylight cycles turned off just because I don't. It's hard to build in creative mode with it constantly turning to night. It's rather annoying. And I'm glad they added that feature, because in 1 point, since Optifine hasn't come out in 1.7 yet, there is no way to. There would have been no way to keep it so that so that it stopped turning night. Unfortunately, you still cannot turn weather off permanently. You can clear it for like 10,000 ticks or 10,000 seconds, but it'll come back eventually. So it's easier to see a lot of the detail of the bigger house. This right here is it's a pool. There's actually a pool in the house that runs adjacent to the river that runs next to the house. And so the river starts over there. It comes under this bridge, runs adjacent to the pool, keeps going along here until it reaches the waterfall. And actually, it needs to be redesigned quite a bit, because there is a path from the bridge that comes down here underneath. That comes down, and there's actually a little cavern behind the waterfall that you can stand in and look out and see the waterfall. As for finishing this house, I actually might go back to it someday. I almost kind of miss designing this, honestly. I mean, I built quite a few other projects. Somewhat. It's mostly just, my race for the end series. I built that big Enderman farm to get levels to beat the Wither fight. And there was stuff on my base and different things. On the last server, I built a rather small wheat farm. But other than that, oh, excuse me, got a lot of indigestion or gas right now, or gas in my stomach. Sorry, I'm burping a bit. Let's see. I wonder if there's anything in these. No. But yeah, that is pretty much everything to show in the world. The only other stuff is like my nether tunnel that goes to a mine shaft uh, in a ravine that I basically strip mined out. Or not strip mined, cleared out, and there's a wheat farm in there and different stuff. I actually quite like this texture shader. Although it makes the swamps look a little weird if you saw. It's really, really red. And the other texture shader, the Halloween pack, actually does a very similar thing. It actually makes it look purple, which is a little strange. I do like the way the red sand looks, though. If there wasn't already red sand in the game, I'd permanently change the texture to red sand just because the way it looks. Yeah, this is the nether version of Frank Lloyd Wright's Fallingwater. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, that is all for the Minecraft. It's actually called Test World. It's funny. Uh, this was the very first world that I built. It was just called Test World because I was just gonna like test out different stuff. This was right after I'd watched a bunch of Paulosaurus Jr. really, really old How to Survive in Minecraft videos because without reading the wiki, there is no in-game hints on how to play the game. You don't know how to make a pickaxe. You don't know how to make a crafting table. You probably wouldn't even know how to, break logs just because when you start the game, you're like, oh, I'm going to punch a log. And then you click it instead of holding down like this. And you end up not being able to break anything. Anyway, let's get out of this and get to the final world. Welcome to the mob test super flat world. I believe I forgot to turn off structures in this one as well, which is something that I've remembered to do for most of my other stuff, and don't pay attention to that. That's actually just something I imported with MC Edit. I was trying to... Well, actually I can show this off a little bit. Over here, if it loads in, I don't know, I have never actually shown this off to anyone, but this is a pea cow. And it actually looks better with in the default texture pack. So this is actually kind of a funny story. You're like, a pea cow? What's a pea cow? Well, a pea cow is a cross between a peacock and a cow. And the story goes that one day when we were driving back from my grandparents' house from Florida down to where we lived back in Illinois, one of my sisters looked out the window and she yelled, "Peacocks." Now, how you can mistake a peacock for a cow, I have no idea. But ever since then, we have teased her on and off about that. It's a bit of a family in joke, so yeah, mistaking cows for peacocks. So I was starting to make a pea cow in Minecraft, and then I was going to like take a screenshot and have it printed on a t-shirt, and I really need to get off my tuchus and finish that drawing for her at some point because it was going to be a birthday present for my sister. We're going to print it on a t-shirt. I don't know if they actually ever mentioned that to her or not, if this is spoilers for the birthday present I never finished. So let's go up here. Way up here. Okay, so this is basically this is basically Etho's ender farm or mob farm. It's way up here, and as you can see, this was built after 1.3 came out. I think it was either 3 or 4, which changed the levels, and there's a bunch of mob drops in here. It is kind of ridiculous how efficient this is, and honestly, on the server, I probably should have just built one of these way high up in the air instead of building it underground, as it would have been more efficient, and it would have actually taken quite a bit less time to make, frankly. Anyway, this is the mob test flat world, so called because I originally used this to test out a bunch of mob farm designs. This is my This is my most extreme take on the original idea inspired by Ethos farm design. So Ethos farm design is basically the 4 in the center with 2 on each of the plus areas, with water flowing in certain parts to funnel all the mobs down to the center. And I basically built this to extend it out a lot more, as the lower the LC value, which if you push F3, you'll notice, let's see, where is it? Under F, so right above the last thing at the bottom where it says LC31, that means that 31, or about right here, is the highest that, the highest that the world will check for spawn areas. So anything above that, it won't check for spawning. As such, I honestly could have made that. I should have made this. Let's see here, I believe. Yeah, I could have made it go to here, and I would have been okay. And I would have just had to funnel the mobs out some other way. Although it would have been, well, no, it would have been probably okay. Maybe if I'd funneled them out some way. This way? Anyway, this is designed so that if I can go down here, and I'm pretty certain there's actually torches in all of this, because I was getting annoyed testing other mob farm designs. Let me turn that off, because it's actually affecting my frame rate quite a bit. Oops. Okay, let me change that a little bit. Okay. So, this is designed in such a way that there's a water current, there's a block of water there which funnels, which goes at 8 blocks and it stops. Or is there? No, I think there's a block of water. I guess I could check. No, there isn't, because that's the outside edge. Oops. Where is the water? I think the water is somewhere there. I don't remember exactly where it is, but it's designed in such a way that the mobs will eventually, with the way the water's placed, there are no spots where there is non-moving water, so all of the mobs eventually get funneled to here, and it actually works really well on a super flat world, at least. How well it works otherwise is to be seen, and this is just testing out. Actually, I think that's there because at one point I was enchanting a bunch of different things. This is more or less the mob farm design that I went with on the server, except all of these spawning pads go directly to a single drop-off point instead of dropping them down here, which makes them flow this way, which drops them down here, which makes them flow, and there. And originally, this was actually built before hoppers, so I had to set up some way to trigger pistons that would kill them, and then water would flow down this way, and basically you had to stand there and wait for the drops to come and get you. Nowadays you can just have pistons and hoppers, or you can just have a bunch of hoppers basically underneath them, or you can have a hopper minecart going underneath where they die. It picks up items through the blocks. And this was a mob sorting cell, that never really worked. Since I'm not at 1.7, I'm pretty certain this will still work. Is this the small version? Yeah, this is the small version. This was or I said this is a hidden staircase, assuming it still works. Yeah. With a bunch of piston, extenders. And different color coordinated wool to show where each circuit goes to. And I don't remember how half this stuff works at this point, honestly. I'm certain there's ways you could do it much quicker nowadays. I don't think I've ever actually seen this texture in person. As we haven't been to the end on the server. That's something we need to do at some point soon. The idea is we're going to have a Enderman, or not Enderman, a Wither versus the dragon fight, and we wanted to see how that would turn out. Oh yeah, and this was my, was it item? Oh no, the idea is a dispenser would come, and I don't remember if, that's weird. I don't know why this isn't working. The idea here was that it was going to, oh, right. Sorry. It's like, what is he trying to say? Get it out of your mouth already. Oh, yeah, you can see it go now. I don't know why it didn't flash correctly before. Yeah. The idea here is that it's supposed to, be a pathfinder. So you'd push the button and the lights would light up in a row. And then you could see where to go, like in a base, if you have a big area that you need to navigate, so it would light up. I was also thinking of something along the lines of like a block swapper, maybe, that, it swaps out, say, cobblestone or something for colored wool. You push a button, it's like, how do you get here? Oh, you follow the green path, and then it shows a green path as you go along, or something like that. This is the last wheat farm design I think I have built. You basically, down there is a button, or down here is a lever that you flip, which causes a bunch of pistons to move, which drops the water from the center, which makes all the wheat seen here drop down to potentially water currents, which funnel into a single hopper. This video is getting quite long on the tooth. I'm quite sorry about that. There's only a couple more things I want to show to anyone who's still watching this, I should say. This is the... Let me turn on... Oops. Turn on mob spawning and turn on this. I will show this off in more detail on the server itself. So let's turn this on. And you might have just heard that, but there is a minecart now traveling back and forth, delivering other minecarts there. So, let us turn this on. Oh, sorry. There we go. So this is a blaze farm design. And I don't know if you can see it very well, but you'll notice. Oh, I think... Don't actually know why that happened. There it goes. I think this is the one that I haven't fully fixed yet. Yeah, I don't know if this delay is long enough, but what it does is there is a minecart dispenser over here, and I'm gonna turn this off from this side. There's a dispenser here which dispenses a minecart, which travels along, and when it hits the cactus, it goes into a hopper, which pushes this and causes the blazes to go up there. They go up here, And what you do is you pull this lever here, which causes the lava to stop moving, and a block here, and then you push this button, and it suffocates them until they have exactly a half a heart of damage, and then you throw a splash potion on them. And to ensure, I was having a lot of trouble having the blazes get picked up by a minecart, so when... Oh man, this could be a pain to replace. Okay. Oh, yeah, actually this would be a good show. Oop. What happens is that there are a bunch of stone pressure plates which cause the glass to push in and out, which in turn ensures that they are always right against this edge so that the minecart can actually pick them up. So let's get out of here. Or attempt to get out of here anyway. And wrap this video up. So that is pretty much everything I wanted to show off. I know if some of my previous viewers may or may not be bored by showing off stuff that I've shown off before. I'm sorry about that. I will try to get a new video out with more potentially interesting content, I want to say. More content that no one has seen before. It's definitely not going to be anything single player related. I know that much. It will be something on the server. Hopefully, it'll be me building the home and studio on the server. In any case, that is it for today. I mean, other than, yeah, this is the upside down house that I pranked AJ with. This was, I built this in creative mode and then oh, I got the hiccups. And then used the MC Edit to export it to schematic to Minecraft, and then it gives you a layer by layer design, and then I built it. And so if you want to see that video, it's also on my channel. Since the video has actually gotten so long, this might be split up into 2 parts, might not be, we'll see. If it's one video, it's one video. In any case, it's finally time to say goodbye to RIllan for today. I hope to see you guys in my next video, and hopefully it won't take another month to get it out. So from me to you, have a nice day, and good night.